at the Mishnah. At the Mishnah. Talk the Mishnah. Kol shechayovin olav mishum shus. All the Yisurim that Chachomim, shus is always the Rabbanon, all the Yisurim that Chachomim asad mishum shus, other mishum reshus, other mishum mitzvah b'Shabbos. That means azoy. There's some Yisurim there's no reason to come and to allow them because of a mitzvah. They are called mishum shvus. There's some Yisurim that you could come and be matirit because there's a mitzvah, because they have a certain mitzvah. Just afal piken chachom asadet, and they are called mishum mitzvah. There's some Yisurim that you should have come and be matirit because they are kroivim le mitzvah. But afal piken chachomim asadet, and they are called mishum reshus. Even though it's a little bit of a mitzvah, what they have in them, they're still called reshus compared to a mitzvah. Because they still, why you call them? Because they still have it of a mitzvah, they called mitzvah. So all of these Yisurim, what Chachom Asad on Shabbos, the same thing, Chachom Asad on Yom Tov, and that's what we're saying over here. Again, Kol Shechayovim Olav Mishum Shvus, Mishum Reshus, Mishum Mitzvah Shabbos, the same thing, Chayovim Olav Beyom Tov, they're going to be Chayav also on Yom Tov. Says the Mishnah, Veilu and Mishum Shvus. What is the Shvus? Now the Mishnah speaks out, what is all these things? Shvus is, Lo oilin beilon, they go up on a tree. Velo yoichin al gabi beimo. Velo yishotin al pnei hamayim. Velo metapchin. Means you don't clap your hands when they are singing. Right? And this we saw already before in Rashi and Daf Lamed Omed Aleph says, Ein metapchin because shir. Right? But toises of the frek, because we see in the Gemara that the reason is, Shemo yetaken klei shir. And this is not only shach by a shir, right? And not bishas evel. And as toises of the speaks about, the famous toises about, the exam was misbattle, not misbattle, yeah. Veloy mesapkin, you don't come and bang on your thigh. Veloy meragdin, to dance. And all of the reasons why we don't do all these things we can see in the Gemara. Veloy mishum reshus, what means the reshus? Loy donin, even though it's a mitzvah. You don't din. Veloy mekachin, kiddushin of Aisha. Veloy cholzin, chalitze. Veloy meyabmin, yibum. That means if there is two brothers, and one of the brothers married and he died without any children, so the brother of the deceased has to come and to be meyabem eishes ochiv, or she does not want to be meyabem, he does chalitza. And all of these things, even though it's a mitzvah gemura, it's they asar that, as we can see in the Gemara, why? Mishum mitzvah. This is not the mitzvah gomu, but still it's a mitzvah, we still call it a reshus. What's before a mitzvah we don't do on Shabbos or Yom Tov. Loi makdishin hekdeshes, veloi ma'arichin. That means ma'arichin means, as we parshas the Chukoi say, there is the erech hakos b'parsha. A person is marich himself or others. He says koi olai or ki olai, erech ploini olai. He has to give kefi or erech shekotz b'parsha. You open up the parsha of them. Parsha the Chukoi says exactly what is between 5 to 20 man, woman, there is differences. Veloi machrimin, that means if a person comes and says, Harei ze cherem, right? So he gives it to Bedek Habayis, because Stam Charom le Bedek Habayis, so he can come and give us a cherem lakoyanim. Veloi magbin, trume umaiser. Kol eilu beyom tevomru. All of these things they said also in Yom Tov you shouldn't do so, and Kal v'choimer b'Shabbos you shouldn't do all of these things. Ein bein Yom Tov leShabbos elo. The only difference that we have between Yom Tov and Shabbos is oichel nefesh bilvad. Shabbos, afilo oichel nefesh is also in Yom Tov because we learn from the pasuk ach asher yochel lechol nefesh ulevad yosel lochem. We learn that Yom Tov oichel nefesh is mutar. Zog the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah. Loy oilim beilon. What's the pshat loy oilim beilon? Zog the Gemara. Loy oilim beilon means Gzeira Shemo Itlosh. The Gzeira is if he's going to climb on the tree, he might come and pick up a branch, and that's right. That's Mamisha Isol. So it's a Gzeira. It's a Gzeira. That doesn't mean what means Shemo Itlosh. So it's a very interesting Meiri over here. The Meiri comes and explains that he says, Tzorich sheteida. He says, Tzorich sheteida. The kavana is not to say that maybe itloish means what means itloish? When he's climbing up the tree, he's going to. Why? He said that's not a problem. Because that's if a person, when he's climbing on a tree, and as in the middle of climbing, he came and he was toilish twig or branch, whatever it is, he says that's ein miskaven. And for dovel she'ein miskaven, ein goizrin gezeiros. We don't do a special gezeira for dovel she'ein miskaven. We don't do a gezeira for dovel she'ein miskaven. You're gonna say, well, this is a dovel that's psikreisha, and psikreisha because as a person is climbing on a tree, right? He says efshal that he's not gonna come and something's gonna come and fall out. So says the Ritva, it says the Meiri for sure it's vaday efshal, and that's not the reason. Just what shemo itloish means bechavone. And what he's gonna forget the Shabbos because he's climbing on a tree. He's gonna forget the Shabbos. And that's Isur Tlisha Bifnei Atzmo, and that the reason we said the whole tashmish of a tree that's mechubel karka is also to use on Shabbos, and even to lean against the tree on Shabbos, even to lean on a tree on Shabbos, there's a Isur. Says the Gemara weiter. What's the reason? The reason is because he's not walking. Just what he's riding on a behemoth, so he doesn't see the signs what they do over there to see the tchum. Where's the tchum? Because he's riding and riding is much quicker, so he's not going to notice where's the tchum Shabbos. But the Gemara Shmamino from our Mishas Mashma, like the Tana who says tchumin doiraisa, because we know that on Chachomim, that means on Siogim what Chachomim done, we don't do a gzeira on Chachomim. A gzeira or siag v'asu siag la Torah. What do we do a siag on? Zavke, la Torah, right? Somebody that is a doiraisa, we say, no, so and so, you should not come to be over on the doiraisa. But if tchumin is the rabbonon, we don't do these type of things. So we see from over here that we said that maybe must be that the reason is tchumin is doiraisa. The Rambam in the Meiri, they say that the Mandama who says Tchum in the Rabbanon is Davke Tchum of Alpayim Amma. But everyone agrees that Minatere you should not go out to Chutz the Tchum of Shneim Osor Mil. So Lefi them the Achroinim or the Rishonim what you can come and say Tchum in Doirai. So yes, we have to say that the Gzeira Shemo Yetze Chutz the Tchum of Yud Beis Mil. Maybe that's the Gzeira over here. Says the Meiri on this, no, that can't be. Why? He says, Ein haminag lirkoi beyomtev. The minag is not to go that far in Yom Tov. Just what, to go a shpanzir, 2,000 amel, but more than that, it should be awesome. Says the Gemara weiter. Elo, must be that the reason you shouldn't ride on a behemoth is Gzeira Shemo Yachter Zmoy. Riding a behemoth, he doesn't have a stick in his hand, right? He wants a stick, and that's going to be chayav because Yachter Zmeiro, and Yachter Zmeiro is a problem of koitzer, right? The tolda of koitzer, and that should be a problem because Chitur Zmeiro. Says the Gemara weiter. Velo yishotin al penei hamayim. We learned in the Mishnah. Says the Gemara, why? Gzeira shemo yaseh chovis shayotin. He might come and build over there like a small ship, and he's going to learn to. I think that's a Isur of a building. That's a Isur of building, I think. Yeah. Or Shemo Yitaken thing, some say, yeah, it's a binyan. Shabbos with binyan Bekedim, I'm not okay. Veloi metapchin, veloi mesapkin, veloi meragdin. Zeiro, Shemo Yitaken, Klei Shir. Look at the Gemara. We'll enter the Mishnah, Ve'elu ein mishum reshus. Lo yidonim. Play the Gemara. Why this is called a reshus? Mitzvah kovid. This is not called a reshus. This is called a mitzvah. Right? That's what Rashi explains over here. Why it's called a reshus? Why it's called a reshus or mitzvah kovid? Ve'amai kori lei reshus. Yeah, I'm reading from Rashi. Ve'amai kori lei reshus. I look Rashi. The Ran over here brings B'Shem Rabbeinu Tam that because there is a mitzvah gemura, or we call it cheftzei shomayim, right? So these are Chefetz Shamayim, and we should be matir the Asar Yom Tov. Masechet, the ones that are Mishum Mitzvah, there's not really a Mitzvah at Kach. As a whole different chapter in the Gemara because these questions we can see maybe later on as we learn the Gemara. So, the Gemara, why are you calling it the Rishus? Right? Be done at din. Says the Gemara, it means it's talking about the head is the best din. Now the greater than they have the greater best din, they have the mitzvah to be done. They have the mitzvah to be done. And that's why it's called. Yep. Oh, this is a big question, exactly as Rav Liron is asking. And the Rishonim, in fact, if Rashi, you shouldn't be done, even where there's no bezdin that's odif minayu, right? Even there's a bezdin, odif minayu or no odif minayu. What's the thing, right? So the Rashi reflects as on Rashi, and he says that you should never be done any bezdin. So why are we not going feed them? Why are you not bringing the din, the danim, the dayan, right? This din in under the mitzvahs. It's also part of the mitzvahs. Because the Rashi reflects. The Shainan is marich over here. Arichas, what's a pshat? He goes like Rabbeinu Tam. It's a different pshat. Says the Gemara, we're not in the Mishnah. Veloy mekachin.
Do I understand Rabbeinu Tam to say that if Taka there is nobody greater, then he can go ahead and do the judgment?
Oh, so lefi Rabbeinu Tam, lefi Rashi, in all to be done, even there's leke or different right? Lefi Rabbeinu Tam, in Asr to come to be done when there is a place that's all different. Why? Because it's a mitzvah. And the same thing is going to be also the Hemshach Gemara, what we can see now. Lefi Rabbeinu Tam. Yep. Lefi Rabbeinu Tam is going to be over there. One is Yisraelim, yeah. Because legabi the din, yeah. Yeah, what's the yeah? That's the Rashba. The Rashba says this thing. Yeah. Okay. We can see in a minute what. Let's talk about Kiddush in a minute. Let's talk about the Kiddushin. So the Gemara ve'ein mekachin. So we're going to go back to the din in a minute about the Isur Alo and Balichaim and Isur Rabbonon. Yeah, okay. So okay, we're going to get in a minute. We're going to go back to the Liron Shaile about the thing. Okay. Finding more Veloy Mekachin. Ve'omitzah Kovid. So mitzvah boy so mishlucha is talking about where Kiddushin, right? So it's a mitzvah. Says the Gemara, why are you calling it the Rishus? And for the Gemara, lo tzriche daf lamed zayin omed alev the isle isha ubonim was mekayim already the mitzvah of Pirya V'Rivya, right? There's not called the Isur of Shus. Why? There is a bit of a mitzvah because we know from the pasuk, "Ba'boiker zray zarecha ulo erev al tanach es yodecha." Right? That's what Rashi brings over here from a pasuk in Koheles. We just read now on Shabbos Cholamoyed. So that pasuk comes to teach us that even if a person was mekayim with the mitzvah of a Pirya V'Rivya, ulo erev al tanach yodecha is still a mitzvah come to be oisig with Pirya V'Rivya. They have more to open. Okay. We came to our daf, but I would like to go back to what Rabbi Liron asked, and about this, as we said, about and the issue of what we learned in the Mishnah. So we learned in the Mishnah, in oilin leilon, in oilin al gabe beimo. And what's the issue, as we saw in the Gemara, because gzeira shemo itloish, you don't go up on a tree. And the same thing, lalu al gabe beimo, the gzeira is because shemo yachter smoyo, right? Come be flesh to be manning the behemoth, to lead the behemoth. There's going to be over on the issue of koitza, both of the issue of koitza. The Rosh brings a different reason. He brings Beshem the Yerushalmi. The issue to go and climbing up on a behemoth, to go lalu al behemoth, it's because shvisas behemtoi. Shvisas behemtoi. No, there's a din of shvisas behemtoi. And when he's riding on the Behema, so the Behema is doing Oitzon, Roshus HaYochid, Roshus HaRabim, or she's walking Dalet Amos, Roshus HaRabim. Azoi, Zog the Rosh. Oh, so as you want to ask. Like the Mishnah, Yosef and Shimon Shin Hey fragt of them. We know Chai Noise Esatzmoy. Oibazoi was a problem to count right on the Bema. Lirkov Gab the Empire was a problem. Chai Noise Esatzmoy. So he says that even though that is not right, that he's not mitzuva on coming and riding on the behemoth, but because the behemoth has a tsar when he's riding on the behemoth, so he's over on Shvisas Be'emtiv. What's up, shot? So this is very interesting because we're not going to into it so much, but there's many Rishonim who speak about it already. That the reason of Shvisas, what's the reason of Shvisas Be'emtiv? But I know it brings it down in the beginning of Masechet Shabbos, that Shvisas Be'emtiv comes from because the Tsar of the Be'emah. Tsar Baalei Chaim, that's Shvisas Be'emtiv. It's going to be also the same thing over here. Yeah. Okay. This is let's think we're gonna go back to later on also.
We're worried about Tsar Baalei Chaim. Why do you allow it Bichlal?
Because it's a person. It's a person. Be'emasa is never Yom Menucha. A person is not called Tsar Baalei Chaim. A person is not called Tsar Baalei Chaim. Now, the problem is in Shabbos, we can Shvisas Be'emtiv. That's what the Torah tells you. The Torah tells you that the Be'emah has to be also relaxed. Yeah. Says the Akeli Kachnat, right? The famous night of Yehuda that you're allowed to go hunting because the person has an oil. It's a tzarech person. The Baalei Chaim over here to be mashamish the person. If he's a person, that's why the Gemara says in Psachim, a Amoret is not allowed to eat meat. Because if not, what, you're killing a behemoth for eating meat? You should all be vegan, vegetarians, all the Amiratzim. If you learn Torah, you need koyach to learn Torah. You could come and right, it would do, right? But if a person doesn't learn Torah, kill a different nefesh chaya, it's called, right? Kill the nefesh chaya for his tithes. They should be vegetarians. You should think, no, okay. What damit Chochem verkehrt? Okay. Huh? Ik moet in Psachim. Okay. Zog the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah that one of the things also lo ycholtzin velo meyabnin. Right? Lo ycholtzin velo meyabnin. Right? The Gemara va mitzvah kovin. So why you call it reshus? So the Gemara tzich leike gadol lo mitzvah gadol yabnin. There's the brother. And the lekatchile, the older brother, should come and do the yibum. Vekulu, says the Gemara, what's the reason of all of them? Like loidonim, velimekatchi, velimchoitzim, velimiyamim, all of these things we just learned now. Time in mind. What's the reason? Actually, you shouldn't do it on Yom Tov. Says the Gemara, gzei Hashem moichtoi. There's a psak din, you write down. Kiddushin, again, shtar erusin. Chalitze, there's a shtar chalitze, right? Even all of these things, there's bederch klal, they write over the shtar, and yeah. So the Ran says from this that Kol Shkein Shein Megalshin, because you cannot do a Gerushin Venosan, Chosav Lo Venosav Yodo. You have a Chosav Lo, and again needs to have a Ksiva, and the Ksiva has to be Boy Bayoim, as we know. Says the Ran, Alachas Kama Vekamo, Kol Shkein Gerushin should be also the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah.
There should be a bit of a difference, like riding a behemoth, which you need Tzorech Yontef or Metapchin. But any other mitzvahs, you can do it tomorrow. It's not against the mitzvah. It doesn't contradict the mitzvah. You say you should do it to Yom because it's a mitzvah. But if you do it on the next day, you may mekadosh. The next day you may have him. Why should it be a good enough reason to be doing Yom because it's a mitzvah? Wait a day. You have not given away the mitzvah.
It's not only we're saying why it's called the mitzvah.
Yeah, but why should we be in the function of discussing it if because the mitzvah should be doing Yom Tov or not? If you don't want to do it, you shouldn't do it because you do it the next day. You're not giving the mitzvah away.
Push up on mitzvahs.
You say why? Because maybe next tomorrow it won't be shy. Tomorrow you change your mind. Tomorrow it won't be available. Yeah. That's it. It's not exactly the same.
Yeah, what do you say? Yes, you should do it today, yeah. Ve'elei mishum mitzvah. What is a mitzvah? And afal piken you should not do. Loi makdishin, ve'loi ma'arichin, ve'loi macharimin. Says the Gemara, what's the reason of all of these things? Says the Gemara, gzeiro mishum mekach u'memkar. Because all of these things are doim at the mekach u'memkar business, and because he's taking out from his reshus, giving it the reshus hekdesh. He might come and do mekach u'memkar. That's also right, as we know the pasuk, what we say, im toshim mishavos raglecha, atzoy chefzecho b'yom kodshi, right? The koros al Shabbos. We said in the Haftarah of Tainis Tzibur, right? Mim tzoy chefzecho v'daber dovo. As he sagt over Rashi in the first pshat. This is what Rashi in the first pshat. The second pshat, Rashi says, mekach u'memkar also with the Rabbanon. Why? Because shema ichtov shtar mechiren. As he sagt Rashi, fragt Rashi, it's a gzeira. Right? If you the second pshat. The first pshat he says why you should not do all of these things. There should make a chumemka. What's the problem with mekach u'memkar? Mekach u'memkar do iraisa. Take the pasuk. Toshi mishavos raglecha. V'imtzoi chefzecho v'daber dover. What means imtzoi chefzecho v'daber dover? Mekach u'memkar. No. You do gzeiras, you should not come to mekach u'memkar. Because mekach u'memkar itself steht doch in posik. That's the first pshat on Rashi. Very geschmack. The second pshat on Rashi is mekach u'memkar is also midei Rabbanon. Why? Shemo ichtov shtar mechiren. So the ganze Sach is mekach u'memkar is only on the Rabbanon, because you might write it down. So do not be machrin, do not be marich, do not be magdish. Why? You might come to do mekach u'memkar, and mekach u'memkar what he does. Also only the Rabbanon. This is what's called the gzeire legzeire. So the Rashi comes and says, kula chode gzeiri. Look at Rashi, kula chode gzeiri. Rashi will explain. That's it. Okay. Very good. So as Rabbi Eli is saying, steht im Ran. Steht im Ran. And the Ran says, well, he's asking the Shaila. And he says the Teret, he says, Hane be'adei Mekach. That means all of these are doing with the Mekach, right? The Mekach u'memkar. And he says, Chode milse. Why? Ve'oso le'achlufe. So it's all the actually in Mekach u'memkar, Kiddushin, Hekdesh, Elchin, all the Charom. Yeah. Okay. Says the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah. Ve'lo magbin trumas u'maisas. Says the Gemara pshita, for sure, right? And as we mentioned, actually, the Rambam many times we mentioned yesterday this Rambam, and a few weeks ago we mentioned the Rambam. The Rambam says in Shabbos, Perek Chov Gimel, right? In Shabbos says the Rambam 2 different reasons why there's an Isur of Agboas Trumas u'maisas. The first one is it's a metaken, right? Nichzek metaken. Second one, because it's like magdish is a truma. It's doing with the hegdish, right? Now the machloikas rishonim are just going a little bit chazor what we learned before in the daftes, yeah, a little bit of a chazor. The rishonim have a machloikas. What's the reason? Why metaken? Yeah, and the reason of metaken. If it's shayach also in Yom Tov, then in Yom Tov you're allowed to do oichel nefesh. Yes, should be mutar. You're allowed to be taken with oichel nefesh. So if the Isra is because metaken, as many Rishonim learned, the Meiri over here comes and he adds it as a metaken, and there's no Isra of mekach u memkar, even though that you're changing mirashus to rashus. Hegdish, we said why you shouldn't you do on Yom Tov or on Shabbos because it's mekach u memkar. What's the rashus? Now it's moving to rashus of Hegdish. Lichoyre, Trumas u'maisas is the same thing. So now it was in your rashus. It's now going the rashus hakohen, the rashus halevi. It's not in your rashus anymore. So he says that's nothing because also a kohen that has fields, he has to be mafresh his tumas. There's no shina reshus because they belong to him. Yeah, that's a thing. But if it's magdish, it's gonna be a bit shver. What we say. Okay, lamazan digamo. So the Tony Rav Yosef, lo nitzecho when our Mishnah comes to teach us the Isur of Agboas Trumas u'maisas elo litno lekohen boy bayoim. They come to give it. Why? I might come and say it's mutar. Why? Because ein ma'aser mechirchin. Maybe it doesn't have a kavanah to be metaken because to eat it. It looks like the ma'aser he's doing over here is only because Simchas Yom Tov. I mean, who's Simchas Yom Tov of the Kohen? The Kohen Truma, because I want the Kohen to be happy on Yom Tov that he got here. He got the Truma. He has what to do. So I might come and say that what that is going to be mutter. And Emile says the Gemara, and Emile Chachamim Asar to count to be Makbiyat to some Maises, even though you give it to the Kohen that day. I can say Peir and the Tvile Mehet, when Davke Peir is that what that they were ready from yesterday, they whatever. So I could have given yesterday to some Maises. Aval Peir is a Tvile or Eden, Peir is that today on Yom Tev, they're going Isola Pusha Mino Chale. She never have in the Kohen, you can come and give it to the Kohen. Boy by coming with the Kohen. Says the Gemara. Says the Gemara. No. That must be that a period that you could come and give it to the Kohen. Right? And what's mashup in the Gemara? From the last Gemara is mashup that even Peiros that actually became Tevel today, there's an Isser to be mafresh them on Yom Tov, only if it gives it the Kohen by Yom. Only gives it to the Kohen by Yom. Says the Gemara Beitza. We learned, let's continue. We learned in the Mishnah, right? What we learned over there, there's Isurim what's called Shus, there is Isurim what's called Mishum Rashus, and there's Isurim what's called Mishum Mitzvah. Right? Mishum Mitzvah. Find the Gemara. Ve'ane Mishum Rashus, Ike Mishum Rashus Leka. These Isurim are called Mishum Rashus. So Mishum Rashus, Ike Mishum Rashus Leka. If they're also, right, they have Mishum Shvus, right? It's also Mishum Shvus. And the same thing, Mishum Mitzvah, it's also because of Shvus. Omar Mitzvah Glei Mi Boy Komar, Loi Mi Boy Shvus Grade said the also, Afilu Shvus the Rashus, Nami also. Loi Mi Boy Shvus the Rashus the also, Afilu Shvus the Mitzvah, Nami also. All of them we give it a din of Shvus. I'm sure that it's going to be awesome. Says the Gemara. We learned in the Mishnah called Elo Beyond the Omu, right? And what we saw in the Mishnah, let's go back a second. We learned in the Mishnah what's the Chulei, Kal V'choyim of Shabbos, right? And Ein Beyond the Shabbos, Elo Oichel Nefesh Bilvad. That's the last words of the Mishnah. Find the Gemara, what I mean. We learned now in the Mishnah, the last words of the Mishnah. What we learned in the last words of the Mishnah? Ein Beyond the Shabbos, Elo Oichel Nefesh Bilvad. Find the Gemara from the previous Mishnah. The previous Mishnah, we learned another chiluk between Shabbos and Yom Tov. Right? What do we learn? We started yesterday the perek. Meshilin the arubo beyom tev, avol loy beShabbos. No. So that's not the only reason between Shabbos and Yom Tov about oichel nefesh. You have another difference between tirche yaseira, tirche. Omar Rav Yosef loy kashye ho Rab Lezer. Mentazoi. Our Mishnah. There was more from it that ein meishilin peiros beyom tev. Right? That's what's more from our Mishnah, because our Mishnah is masha. The only thing that you're matter on Yom Tov is oichel nefesh, not mishilin. So our Mishnah, what we say that what you're not allowed to drop the peiros into the house on Yom Tov. Let's talk about all the shvus, any shvus. Chacham made the gzeira on Shabbos, they done also on Yom Tov, and there's no chiluk between them. Only oichel nefesh and only oichel nefesh. This goes lefi Rab Lezer. That goes lefi Rab Lezer. Oh, the ratio of the Mishnah. That means what we learn the heter of Meshilin Peiros Yom Tov. And you're allowed on Yom Tov because tirche, even a tirche shaloi letzorich Yom Tov, you're allowed to do it if there is a hefsed mamoin. That goes to Rabbi Yeshua. Where do we find this machlokes of Yeshua and Rab Lezer? Brings it. That on here we learned in the Beitza. Oisoiv has benoi. There's an Isser to Shech Oisoiv has benoi in one day. I mean the mother and the child. There's an Isser to Shech both of them on the same day. Shenoflu levoil. Both of them, and he wants to save them. Rab Lezer Oimer, Ma le'esoch rishoin al menach le'shoichtoi, v'shoichtoi. V'asheni yoyse lo parnosa v'koymo kedei shelo yomus. That means the first one, the mother and the son, they both of the behemoths, they fell into the pit. The first one now is not allowed to be matriach to stamp for no reason to take them out of the pit on Yom Tov, right? They enter the boil. What does it mean? He first of all takes out one of them. He says, "I want to eat it." It's allowed. Okay, eating the second one. There's a isur to be matriach to pick him up. Why? You can't shecht it today. You can't shecht it. So there's no efsed mamoin. Sorry, there is efsed mamoin, but you can't shecht it. Even though there's efsed mamoin, we see you shouldn't be matriach and yom. Even there's efsed mamoin. Just what? Throw to him food of the day. So the same thing. There's an isur to be meishilin peiros right there aruba on Yom Tov, even though there's over here efsed mamoin, because I feel there's efsed mamoin. So many shmatrias on Yom Tov, even there's efsed mamoin. That's what we see over here. Lefi Rab Lezer. Let's continue the Brayse. The Rabbi Yeshua Oimer ma'ale sorishon al menasa shoychtoi. And then he changed his mind. Ve'eno shoychtoi. V'choizoru ma'arimu ma'ale hasheni. So zeh shoychet, God zeh shoychet. Why they were matir as a arome? This is a very clear arome. I mean, this is who you're playing around with. Yeah. Oh, he says ma'arim. Who you playing around? Have said ma'amoin. That's exactly. Have said ma'amoin. Because the have said ma'amoin, you are matir to do this arome. The same thing also, you're allowed to come to be meishil peiros. Because the have said ma'amoin. And that means what we learned in the previous Mishnah. What we learned in the previous Mishnah? That meishilim peiros. And the reason is because have said ma'amoin. Now the sugya here is, actually, we need to explain why. Because we learned in the end of the previous Mishnah that shchita is mutter, right? That shchita is also in Yom Tov for no reason. But tirche is mutter afilu b'Shabbos because I've said mamay. Guess what? And the ratio of the Mishnah, right? I'm going back to what we learned yesterday. We're mechalik between Shabbos and Yom Tov. Must be. What's the chiluk between Shabbos and Yom Tov? It's a difference between the tirches. So what the tushtel between the tirche of meishilim peiros to the tirche of schlepping out the animal of the pit? What we say, shalas peiros depends on the machloikas of alos beim min aboy. We learned already yesterday that it depends on the tirche. As I fragen tag the achroinim. Yes. Someone to add something. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, I didn't fully understand. Where's the hefsed moment in our case where these two animals were in the pit?
They might die inside the pit.
But we said we're going to give them panos. I'll go down to the pit and look after them.
Maybe it's going to help. Maybe not. Maybe it's going to help. Maybe it's not going to help.
So there's a risk of hefsed moment, we're saying.
It is a hefsed moment. It is a hefsed moment because Pashas, you understand that it's going to be is mafsid moment. By falling in, they let's say they hurt themselves, they could die yeah. Is a hefsed moment by falling into the thing. Yeah. Okay. Sag the yeah. Okay. Sag the Gemara weiter. Sag the Gemara weiter. Maybe what's the I don't know. Maybe that's the moment. Weiß nicht. Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's the moment. Weiß nicht. The hevel of the thing, yeah. It's also sure that he's going to die of the year. I think it's not sure that he's going to live over there. It's a dangerous place, a boil. A boil for a behemoth is a dangerous place. The hevel is the Rebbeil is mentioning the Gemara in Bava Kama. The hevel of the boil is dangerous for the behemoth. Okay. Sag die Gemara weiter. Sag die Gemara weiter. Omar le Abaye. Mimai. We can come with Mechalek. What do we give Mechalek? We can say Azoy. Deal me at Kaloi Komar Ablezer awesome. Then Legabi to be male the behemoth from the boil. Dafke over there he came and he said, why Elo de Shal Parnasa? Right? Even though we said could be as long as be a said moment, right? Because over here it's definitely gonna be a said moment. Right? It's not muchach from his that he actually means to save it. Because the person that looks on the side, he said, oh, okay, he took out the one behemoth. And I might say, he said that this behemoth is a shvacha behemoth, there's no lots of meat. So he's bringing now the second one because he wants to have a better piece of meat. Over here, when we're talking about the loy, everyone knows that when he's coming and dropping his payros through the skylight, he's dropping it into the house, loy, everyone knows that he's doing it for saving his money. So Chacham will not matter because he will come and be Mezal. Elomar Popolo Kasha from the previous Mishnah. Oh, the Mishnah will not matter Hasholas Peyoy by us. Beishamai, oh, Beisilel, that none. We learned in the Mishnah, Beishamai Yoimrim, Ein Moitzim Lo Esakotin, Lo Esalulev, Lo Esevater Lo Shusarabi, or Beisilel Matir. Why? Because the Itzoe is Itzoe Sheloi Letzoirech, right? Because the Itzoe Sheloi Letzoirech is Mutter Minaterech. Also, Tiltul, they do not come and do over there Exeg, as Rashi. And Lefi the Lashon Rashi is mashma that if he would come and do the Yitzhak Shusarabim, so the same tzorech that he's doing, it would be mutar only minater. Just what? As we said, mitoich the Yitzhak Azad, the Yitzhak is mutar minater. The same Chachamim do not actually the Gzeir over here to aser the tiltul or to Yitzhak, and that's the reason to sing. For the Gemara dilme lohi ad kaloi kama b'shama yosam elo Yitzhak, aval tiltul lohi. The Gemara or to tiltul lav tzorich Yitzhak. That means the beginning of the Yitzhak, how it happens? By Tiltul. So the whole thing that they done, the Gzeira is only because of Yitzhak. The ganze Zach is doch, the ganze Zach is only because of Yitzhak. And what's the pshat? What's the pshat over here? So here, Rashi comes, explains. Rashi says, that's right. Rashi explains why we do not do a Gzeira on Tiltul, Kelim, and Neuchlim. Rashi explains because Lo yuchlu la'amud boim. We battle Oinik Shabbos, Simchas Yontif. That means we don't do a Gzeir al Tzibur, Elohim Kain, Roi v'Atzibur Yochol La'amod Bo. Yeah, remember this before, right? Rashi, the Yud Beis Amud Aleph, as Rashi, we saw the sword over there, and the Yud Beis Amud Aleph, the Gemara says that also, right? There's the two Perushim over there, the Machlokes Beisham and Beisila, that's what we saw. What we saw, so let's do a second what we saw over there in the Yud Beis. It's going to help us understand the Machlokes Beisham and Beisila. First of all, there's a difference. There's a difference between if Bechlal there's a Isur Yitzhak on Yom Tov. Second, there's a difference between din of Mitoich. Mitoich she'udro Yitzhak letzorech, udro nami sheloi letzorech. So what do we see over there in the sugya? Because if the way we understand the machlokes is that they have a machlokes in the din of Yitzhak, the same thing is going to be also Tiltul. Depends on the same machlokes. Lefi Beisilel, there's no Isur Yitzhak on Yom Tov, even though the Tiltul, so also the Tiltul is mutar. But if the way we explain the machlokes is ben mitoich, machlokes b'sham and Beisilel. So also Tiltul will be also on Yom Tov. Lefi them, our sugya, say that what the machlokes is and what in the Isur Yitzhak on Yom Tov. Yeah, our machlokes is Isur Yitzhak on Yom Tov. That our sugya depends on the din of Tiltum, the same machlokes. Yeah. Okay. Zog the Mishnah. A person, as we just spoke before, and there's an Isur, a person to go out the Tchum on Shabbos. When the Isur kicks in, where he shouldn't go. So there is what's called Mokoim Shekonoloi, right? The person can come and be Koine Shvise. When he has to be Koine Shvise, Knesset Shabbos. Shabbos comes in. We learned this in Masechet Seirovin. I can't say that, right? He has to be Koine Shvise. Where does he Koine Shvise? By Mamo, he's Koine Shvise. When does he have to be Koine Shvise? B'Sha'as Knesset Shabbos. Then he's Koine the Shvise. Then he's Koine the Shvise. Wir wissen doch, Isur Tchumin is the Rabbanon. And not only asks himself to go out Chutz Tchum, just what? The email, Kelim belong to him, also to go out Chutz Tchum. And that's our Mishnah. So the person we know about. What about belonging of the person? That's what we're speaking about. Says the Mishnah. The name of the person. The Kelim of the person. Keragle Abailim, and you cannot come and take it out Chutz Tchum. Whatever the Bailim is allowed to walk, that was the Kelim and the Beima allowed to go out. So the Mishnah, Oysel Behem Toy Livnoi, the son, Oyleroye, the shepherd on Yom Tov. Why? Because at the time, that means when is at the time? Shekida Shayoy, when Knesset Yom Tov came in, the Beima was Birshus Habaylim. What if he gave it over to the Beima He gave it over, the Beime gave over the Roya Yom Tov. So then it's going to be Ragle Roya. Yeah, there's a Kashi in the Gemara. Even though the Roya really doesn't have a Kinyan in the Beime, the Beime is Keraglo because we know that Das Abaynin and should be Keraglo. We can see later on the Gemara. What's the Machloikas of the Amoyroim? If by a Pikodin, what's going to be in the same thing? Okay, we can see it in the Gemara. So the Mishnah weiter. Kein hamiyuchodim leechod minachis shabayis arelu keraglo. Over there, a house, lots of brothers are living in the same house, and right, everyone owns his own things. So one of the brothers he owns over there, right, something that no one else has a chelik in. It's chalon tashvise, and it's miyuchad to him, and the other brothers don't have a koyach to be makne, and the shvise goes to be the one that owns it, the one that owns it. Says the Mishnah weiter. If it's not miyuchat to one of them, just what they are shooting all together. That means all of them together. That means you don't take out the kli. Only the tchum that all of the brothers could go in that place. Wherever is the place that all of the brothers, all of the shooting could not go out, the kli also cannot go out there.
Miyuchodin, I thought meant hishtamshus.
Miyuchodin means that it's not miyuchat to one of them. If you look at Rashi, Rashi says,
No, I'm on the first case.
Yeah, first case is use it for tashmish, as Rashi says, yeah? The use. It's one of the brothers, yeah. Even though that everyone has a chelek, yeah. The one that is miyuchad loy, right? The other brothers, yeah, cannot come and not belong. One of the brothers use it, but it belongs to everyone. This belongs to everyone. What just one of the brothers he's using it. So it goes by that one that's using it. That's miyuchad loy for tashmish. V'she'em miyuchadin to one of them, just what they are shooting. Everyone is shooting also in tashmish of this thing. That means of the use of it. All of them. Hashoyel kli mechaveru me'erev Yom Tov. So it goes keraglei hashoyel. Why? Because when the Yom Tov came in, where was going to shvisa? By the shoyel. But if he came and he borrowed that when on Yom Tov, Be Yom Tov, and when Yom Tov came in, it was Bereshus HaMash'il, not Bereshus HaShoyel. So the thing is, Keraglei HaMash'il, because it was Kohen Shvis, away the Bailim. V'cheino Isho Sheshalom Mechaverto, on Yom Tov, Tavlin, what means a spice for the dish. Umayim, Umelach Le'isoso, Are'elu, that means the Gdeiro, the Iso, yeah, that means the pot, the dough, whatever it is, Keraglei Shteyen, that means the Mash'eles and the Shoyeles. That means you don't take out this bread or this dish, whatever it is, only in the tchum that both of them could walk there. And the reason is because the tavlin, that means the spice, in the melach there, the mash'eles, yeah, that the one that the neighbor that gave it to her, it's also keragleo. The rest of the dish, right, the chicken, the meat, whatever's in the dish, is koine shvise by the shoyeles, right, this woman. And it's keragleo, so it's both of them. It's going to be Rav Yudah. And we can see in the Gemara why we don't say it should be misbattled, the mu'et misbattled baro, it should be keraglei balas iso, balas agdeiro. We can see in the Gemara. Rav Yudah poiter b'mayim, that means you're allowed to come and take out the dough. The person made the iso dough, chutz tchum of the mash'eles of the mayim. She came took from the neighbor water ain't by mamish, obviously ain't by mamish. For sure they have a mamish. If not the water, you wouldn't have a dough. Every mamish means that it's not nikar in the dough. Once you have a dough, you don't see the water inside. Talk the Gemara. Masnisin, our Mishnah, deloi kerab doiso. I mean, that's right. We learned in our Mishnah, a moiser be'emtoi lehoye. Right? And Yom Tov. So what he said, keraglei habailin, not keraglei haroye. Why? Because when Kiddush Hayoim, when Yom Tov came in, it was Birshus Habailim, right? So it goes like the Bailim. The Bailim is Tchum. This Mishnah does not fit with Rab Beitza. Why? Because the Rab Beitza, even if he gave it to the Roya on Yom Tev, it goes Keragli Roya. Where do we see it? Let's see it inside. Log the Gemara, the Flamizay, on the base, on top. The Tanya. Rab Beitza, Oimer. Ve'amrelo, Abba Shaul Oimer. Some say the name of Abba Shaul. Sheit in the Beitza as Oimer. Haloikeach be'im o mechaveiro merev Yom Tev. Af al pi shelo imosro lo elo beyom tev. Arei keragli haloikeach. Keragli haloikeach. Right? Who's the haloikeach? The Bailim. Ve'amoiser be'im o leroye af al pi shelo imosro lo elo beyom tev. Ragli leroye. Why? Because he wanted to give it to the roye. And his intention was when Kiddush Hayoim, yeah, that's the point. As we said the whole time, Kiddush Hayoim, that means Knesas Hayom Tov, yeah? Kiddush Hayoim means when Yom Tov came in. His intention was when Yom Tov came in to Koine Shvise, like the Shvise of the Roya, because he planned already to give it to the Roya. And that's the reason of Rab Beitza, when Rab Beitza says, it goes here Roya. Says the Gemara, no, we could come and say that our Mishnah is not fit with Rab Beitza. Why? Afilu Teimer Rab Beitza, we could fit our Mishnah with Rab Beitza, v'lo yikashye. Kan be shnei roim. That means that's right. What Rab Beitza is talking about, we're talking about a city that has only one shepherd. So everyone has the intention that who's going to take out my animals tomorrow? This shepherd, this roya. So the daitoi of the Bailim and Erev Yom Tev, that means the Knisas Yom Tev, Kiddush Hayoim as we call it, it was that who's going to take it out tomorrow? Keragle roya. Mele albetos keragle roya. Right? As Rashi says, she'ein ba'ir elo roya echod. Right? Bnei oir ma'amidim be'emtem v'reshusoi v'yaniknes. Shvisas, sorry. Says Rashi, ilkach, bein moicher, bein lo yikeach, daitoi shelo yitikna be'im shvisa etzoi, elo, shvisa saroyer. Was is b'shtei roin. Le'adin el lev hai minayu ai v'le'ivadai bailu. Aber das bailu yikach, arei keragle ha'bailu meinom. Etzel royer mi'borit yoim.
So what does it work if it's a Bailim if it's a Bailim himself and he's got an intention to give to a Roya on Shabbos? Why can he not? He says the same thing. He had in mind to give it to the Roya. Should be the Keragli Roya. But here, if it's a Lokeach, if he says Lokeach is not Keragli Lokeach, the Roya of the Lokeach. The second case we talk about that he sold it, but he gave to the Roya of the Lokeach. So the God of the Roya. So why didn't when it's own?
Yeah, a good shaila, and I'm going to explain what Rabbi Yitzchak means to ask. Right? There's no moicher loikeach, only in the reisha. And the same as we're going to see in a minute, is talking about the bailim who give it to the roya. So what Rashi brings over here, ilkach bein moicher bein loikeach. So the Maramshiv comes to explain lefi the Rosh. And look over the Rosh, the Korban Nesanel of them, Bariches, the Maramshiv rekt of them, yeah. Maramshiv red wegen them. Says the Gemara. So kan be roya echod, kan be shnei roim. So we don't know when it was Kiddush Hayoim, he doesn't know to which roya he's going to give it. And that's why it's going to be koine keragli habaylim and not keragli haroya. What are you going to ask me? Yesh breira. And over here is talking about, as we pass in, as Stevie mentioned 3 days ago, what Stevie mentioned? Stevie said that in the Raisa we pass in ein breira, and the Rabbanon we say yesh breira. Yeah, I think that's what Stevie said. Yeah, Stevie, that's what you said, right? So if in the Rabbanon we say yesh breira, right? Tchumin is the Rabbanon. Why shouldn't we say that's breira? Look at all of the Rishonim speak about the Rashba, the Ran, the Meiri. But let's continue, and maybe you're going to get back to this. Says the Gemara Beitza. We're going to come to the sugi of breira. We're going to come tomorrow. Be'arichus gedoylo, the sugi of breira reminded me to speak about this. Let's be medayik. From our Mishnah. What it says in our Mishnah? Amoyso be'emtoi, what state? Leave noi oile roye. So what do you see that even though come and be roye, and it's not mucha that the Erev Yontev he gave it to his son or to the roye. That means he has a choice, or to the roye, or to his son. He has a choice who to give it to, right? He has a choice, and that's the chat in our Mishnah. Shmamino. Omar Rabbi Aloche, Rabbi Doiso. Aloche is like Rabbi Doiso. We let the now Mishnah Beimo ve'abaylim ve'akelim keragli abaylim. right? Who gives it to his son or to the roye? And we said it's keragle abaylim. This is not like Rabbi who said that it goes by the ragle haroye. So it's muchach that if you didn't give it to the roye on erev Yom Tov, if you did not give it to erev Yom Tov, the behemoth cannot walk like the raglaim of the bailim. If you walk only of the roye, only keragle abaylim. And for the Gemara, velavo ikimne kan meroyecha kan b'shnei royin. We just explained that the Mishnah is going up in the Rabbi Beitza. Just what there's no steer on Mishnah because our Mishnah is talking about two royim and the two royim. Rabbi Beitza is masking that it's keragle haroy, it goes keragle abaylim. Tanu Rabbanon. Shnayim sheshoalu chalchot b'shutfus ze leilech boy b'shachris lebeis medrash v'ze likones boy arvis lebeis hamishta. Let me just say. Two people, let's call them Reuben and Shimon. Okay. Reuben and Shimon went to the neighbor and they tell him, we would like to come and to borrow from you a jacket, a chaluk, yeah, a garment. Both of them want to use it. So two people come b'shutfus to come and to borrow from someone a chaluk. One of them to go shachris to Beis Medrash, the other one to go out and at night to go out to Beis Hamishta. What's going to be the deal? Now, when they came and they bought it, mi be'oid yoim. Yeah, this is important to know. Over here, what we're talking about in this price is talking about mi be'oid yoim. Yeah, it's important to know this. Mi be'oid yoim. Okay. Says the price of item. Ze orev olav letzafin. That means they done eruv. But where is married? Ze irev or orev. Yeah, that's loshen eruv. Yeah, it's not the loshen. Ze irev olav letzafin. That means, let's pick Reuben, okay? Reuben came and done an Eruv. Let's find out, right? Let's find. That means he wants to take the Chaluk to the north side of the city. That means beyond the city. Just what? He did not put the Eruv at the end of the Tchum. Just what? It's talking about over here that he gave the, right, after 1,000 amo, right? He put it after 1,000 amo. Kumto is that if he put it only after 1,000 amo, he didn't lose legamre the halichet and the dorim. Why? Because he's still allowed to go to dorim. How much? 1,000 amo. That means that's right. Let's explain it, and I'm sure we still remember from Eruv, yeah. But the chat is right. Let's say a person. This is the city. Rotaganze city. He's allowed to go 2,000 amo. This direction 2,000 amo. Every direction 2,000 amo. If he was koine shvise after 2,000 amo, so he's allowed to go 2,000 amo beyond the city, but he cannot go to now to the left, yeah, or your right, the opposite, or anything. What if he came and he done the Eruv 1,000 amo over here? Yeah, this is the ear 1,000 amo. So he still has 1,000 amo on this direction. Yep. Okay. When we talk about now, this Reuben, he comes and he does a Eruv, he done a Eruv because he wants to take this garment, or he came and took Beshutfus with Shimon. He wants to take it 1,000 amma to Tzofoin, let's say. Kumtois, he didn't lose his Halichele Dorim in Ganzen. He still could go 1,000 amma to the other side, the Dorim side. If he done it, the other way around. Veze, let's go back to Shimon. What Shimon done? Irev olav ledorim. And also, he left for himself 1,000 amma walking to the Tzofoin. Yeah, so he didn't do it at the end of the 2,000 amma, the Eruv. Shimon done the Eruv in the Dorim, but only 1,000. He left him 1,000 amma to walk to the Tzofoin. Now, what's the din of the Chaluk? This Chaluk, this garment, what they came and took Beshut, what's going to be the din? You could walk it Legabi Shein or not. So the din is as you don't be moilich. This only keragli shteim. Why? Because they're shutfin. They're shutfin. Oh, and therefore, zog the Beitza. Yeah, let's just get the case. Ze she'irev olav letzofoin. Ze she'irev olav letzofoin. What's going to be the din? Me'alech letzofoin keragli mi she'irev olav ledorim. Ze she'irev olav ledorim. Me'alech ledorim keragli mi she'irev olav letzofoin. ואם מיצאו את התחום, הרי זה לא יזיזנו ממקומו. What's the pshat? What's the pshat? We're going to get till over here, till the Itmar. I'm just going to explain this, and we're going to finish the shir over here, and then we're going to go back. The Itmar is very, very similar the next case where we're going to see it in Hashem tomorrow. But let's explain now just what we learned over here. So we said we have over here, let's just get the case right. We said we had over here two people, Reuben and Shimon. Reuben and Shimon both go to Yaakov, yeah? And they went to Yaakov and told him, we would like you to come and to give us, we want to use over there, you have a nice jacket, we want to use. He done it when? Erev Yom Tov. Yeah, let's not forget Erev Yom Tov. If not Erev Yom Tov, it's a Prechlau problem. Now, Reuben and Shimon, they're very different. Reuben done Erev le Dorim, or le Tzofim, yeah. And Shimon done Erev le Dorim. Reuben could walk le Tzofim, but he didn't do it in the end of the Dorim, so you can't walk the Tzofim B'chlal. Or when Shimon done it the Dorim, that means he didn't do it in the end of the Dorim, you can't walk the Tzofim B'chlal. That means everyone did it only 1,000 Amor. 1,000 Amor to the Dorim, 1,000 Amor to the Tzofim, so each one has another 1,000 Amor to the other direction. So what's going to be the din of this garment? You could only go Kerag Lishtem because they should be. And that's the reason. Let's talk about Reuben. Reuben came and done 1,000 Amor. The Tzofim, he done over there the Erev. So for sure you cannot come and take it out to the Alpine Amor, right? From the Erev Shem Tzofim. Why? Because his friend was not Ma'arev L'Tzofim, his friend was Ma'arev L'Dorim. Just what we say, even more than that. Even till the Alpine Amor from his house to the Tzofim, he could not come and take it. Why? Because his friend is not allowed to go 1,000 Amor L'Tzofim, right? Because his friend is not allowed to go out to the Tzofim, only 1,000 Amor. So even from his house, he cannot walk Alpine Amor. Loimi Boyas from the Tzofim can and walk Alpine Amor, that's no question. No question. More than that, even from his house, cannot go more than 1,000 Amor to the Tzofim. Why? Because Shimon, your friend, he done the Erev L'Dorim. Once he done the Erev L'Dorim, 1,000 Amor, you could walk from your house 1,000 Amor to the Tzofim, not more than that. Alpayim Amor sicher nicht. Alpayim Amor sicher nicht. And the same thing also, L'Tzofim, right? He takes the Chaluk and he walks to the Tzofim, like Raglim Mishei Erev L'Dorim. That means till the end where your friend could go. So Reuben, as much as Shimon can walk, and Shimon can walk the Tzofim as much as Reuben can walk. That means each one. That means Elef Amor LeTzofim Bilvad and Elef Amor LeDorim Bilvad. Now that's what he said. There's a Yireh Volo LeDorim, Malach LeDorim Kagim, Yireh Volo LeTzofim 1,000 Amor, and then they're allowed to count in Arab. Now, what means Mitzvah Satchum? Mitzvah Satchum, that means everyone came and done a proper Tchum of Alpayim Amor L'Chol Tzad. It was a proper Tchum of Alpayim Amor L'Chol Tzad, and it's Memutza. What means Memutza? It's standing in the middle, between the two Eruvim. That means that they put down, each one put down the Eruv, and after Alpayim Amor. So Reuven put Alpayim Amor LeTzofim, Shimon put the Eruv Alpayim Amor LeDorim. Kumtois, 4,000 Amor between the two Eruvim. Right? Because we're taking from the Eruv Le Alpayim Amor the one direction, Alpayim Amor to the other direction. No, this is 4,000 Amor in the middle. Look, it's over here. So because the person was Ma'arev L'Tzofim, he could not go only to Tzofim, he could not go to Dorim B'chlal. He lost his Dorim part, right? He can't go to Dorim. His friend that was in the Dorim, he lost his Tzofim, he can't go to Tzofim. What do you do with the garment? Because you don't have a place that Keragli Shneim. You don't have a place that both of them are allowed to go. Keragli Shneim. That's going to be also to use the Chaluk. Fine. Atka. Yes.
Children in Kutzlar to Manchester, they leave the machs or something here. There's no area.
If it belongs to, yeah.
The child, you can't take it for.
So let's talk about this actually. And the din of what we're talking about over here is what we call Yenikas Tchumin, yeah? Yoinak the Tchumin from one and the other one. So let's start with the small akdom about this. What Rabbi Eli said about Bechlal, about Eruv, the din of Tchumin and Yom Tov. Bechlal, the din of Tchumin and Yom Tov. So let's talk about Tchumin and Yom Tov. Mamish as a 4 minutes. The Machloikes Tanoim. Let's go back to the Makor. The Machloikes Tanoim, the Gemara and Soy the Daf Chov Zayin on the base. If there is a Isu Midoiraise or only Midorabonon. Bechlal, Tchum of Alpayim Amor. Rabbanon, Tchumin is the Rabbanon. There is Das Rabbi Akiva, very famous Das Rabbi Akiva, the Gemara over there in Soita Chavzayin on the base. Tchumin doi Reise, Mirnemenon, Kaimelon, the Rabbanon, the Tchumin is the Rabbanon. Right? That's why passed in the Rif, in the end of the first perek of Eruvin, that even though that we know Tchum the Rabbanon, that Tafke Tchum of Alpaim Amo, but the Tchum of Yud Beis Mil is also Me'atere, and as is the Rambam Mochet in Ilchut Shabbos perek of Zayin and Locha Aleph, as is the Rambam. Okay, the Mishnah over here, what we're talking about is talking about Tchum of Kelim. That means Chutz was we explained before. Chutz in the Iso of a person that got Chutz Tchum, there's another din of Tchum Kelim. That means Kelim of Shalodom, anything that belongs to a person, is also Koine Shvise, Keragli Bailing, the Tchum of the Bailing, you can't take it out with the Tchum of the Bailing. Now, on Shabbos, there's not really enough Kemina in this. Why? Because anyway, you're not allowed to come to be Metaltel. Now, if there's Mechitzes, everything is like one thing, also Legabe, right? Everything is one thing, also Legabe Tchumin. There is enough Kemina, Legabe a beggar, that there's no Itzoe, but you're not allowed to because of Tchumin, right? But the Shabbos is not really enough Kemina. Enough Kemina is in Yom Tov. In Yom Tov, what you're allowed to carry, but you're not allowed to Tchumin. So the din of Shvise is, as we said, when you kaveh the din of Shvise, on Shabbos, on Yom Tov, Betchilas HaShabbos. Shekidash Hayoim, Knisas HaShabbos. We call it in different names, it's one thing. That means if this item of Reuben was at the beginning of Shabbos and Yom Tov, and in the middle of that came and changed the bailes, no, the Tchum does not change. The bailes could change, the Tchum doesn't change. So in our Mishnah, we talk about that Iso Tchumin is not only on Shabbos, also on Yom Tov. Right, that's what we learned. So let's start with the Maharsha. We're talking about the Akdom about Tchumin, let's start with the Maharsha. The Maharsha in Ksuves Daf Zayin Amud Aleph. Reflect. Why Tchumin is also in Yom Tov? The same like in Melocha Doiraise was Mutar L'Tzoich Eichel Nefesh. The same thing, it should be Matar Tchumin and Yom Tov L'Tzoich Eichel Nefesh. Weiß nicht, unser Pshat. So there is a Kilis Yankev. Kilis Yankev in Siman Chof, over in Masechet Beitza, he brings Beshem the Chasam Sofer. The Chasam Sofer is on Arachaim, it's in Kuf Pentes. And only Meloches were Hutar L'Tzoich Eichel Nefesh, but Tchumin, that's not also because of Meloche, that's also L'Tzoich Eichel Nefesh. What's the Pshat in it? As a doctor, what's the Pshat? Well, if what we spoke in the Akdome, I think the Pshat is very good. Called Meleches Avoid lo Yisasu. Remember the Ramban, a beautiful Ramban. Called Meleches Avoid lo Yisasu. Oichel Nefesh Asher Yasa Lechol Nefesh Ulevad Yasa Lechem. The thing was not here Meloche. Tchumin is Meloche. Tchumin is Meloche. So Davka Meloche, we have the special header of Oichel Nefesh. Right? That means Lefi the Ramban al Torah Parshas Emor. But the Meleches Yom Tov again. We're going to mention it again because it's a beautiful Ramban. It says in the Torah, called Meleches Avoid lo Yisasu. And it's different what it says in Shabbos. In Shabbos it says called Meloch lo Yisasu. Explains the Ramban. The Torah was mentioned, it was Merames over here. The heter Meleches Oichel Nefesh. The Davke Meleches Avoid is a Meloche. That's not the Tzorich Oichel Nefesh, it's a Meloche. Right? But Meleches Avoido, it's not the Meleches Avoid, it's a Meleches Anoah. So what do we see from here? That the Meleches Oichel Nefesh is not only the Chuya, it's Hutro for the purpose of Simchas Yom Tov. Right? It's only if it's together, Meloche. Fine. Now, okay, so we're going to stop over here. And what else are we going to take? Yes. Any questions? The Achronim, just on the last thing, the Achronim, we learned over here today in the Shir that it's also there's an issue of coming and close the door, please. You open the door, please close it. For that.
There's no need to stand on Zoom, no? On Zoom to stand.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, to me. On Zoom, we're seeing it. Okay.
Right. So we saw many things over here gezerah, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. So he said that you're not allowed to do Mekach or Memkar on Shabbos, to sell on Shabbos. There's a very interesting topic in the Achronim. What about if you're allowed to do Hefker on Shabbos? Hefker is also under the Isur of Mekach or Memkar. So the MSA is we learned, we still remember from the Gemara in Eruvin, Daf Samach Tesam and Beitza, so the Gemara brings a Machloikes, Vishame B'Silel, if you're allowed to be Mevatel Rashus on Shabbos, yeah? Very similar to Bittul Rashus, that means we're talking about the Legabe Tchumi, Legabe Eruv Chatzerois, the person has to be Mevatel Rashus. The Gemara depends the din of Bittul Rashus, if it's a Haknoe or Silu, right? Lefi Beishama it's a Haknoe, the same thing, you cannot be Makne on Shabbos, cannot be Mevatel Rashus, right? Lefi Beisilel, Bittul Rashus is only a siluk. You'll have to be Mevatel on Shabbos. Lichoire, Efker is a siluk. Mimele, it's mutter on Shabbos. Mele is mutter on Shabbos. What are they? Square. In the end of Siman Yud Gimel, he proves from the Mogen Avraham that Hefker on Shabbos is going to be mutter. Even though we learned over here, Legabe Mecher on Shabbos is going to be also. Dr. Hefker on Shabbos is going to be mutter. How does he prove it? He proves it from the Sharamelech. The Sharamelech says, and the Hilchoi Slulev, and Perek Ches, the Sharamelech comes and proves it from the Gemara in Eruvin. The Gemara in Eruvin Daf Lamed Aleph says, Me'arvin b'dmai. We're talking about today about it. Can you do the Eruv with, says the Gemara in Eruvin, Me'arvin b'dmai. Even that Mai is also, right? Even that Mai is also. You could be Me'arvin with Mai. Why you can be Me'arvin with Mai? Zog the Gemara, because oil ve'iboi mafkir lei nichse. So what do you see over here? You're allowed to be mafkir on Shabbos. As I zog, Rabbi Kiva Eiger proves this from the Sharamelech. If you're allowed to be mafkir on Shabbos, a person could do an Eruv on Shabbos with Dmai? Yes. How could a person do an Eruv on Shabbos with Dmai? Because iboi mafkir nichse. How can you be mafkir on Shabbos? Must be, you can be mafkir on Shabbos. But the Rabbi Kiva brings the andere Tzad. He brings from the Ramban in Psochim, the Avdalet and Beis, where it says over there, Mefurish that the Easter to be mafkir on Shabbos. And they bring to Dalton. The Ramban brings it the same, like we learned, Legabe Beitza Daf Lamed Vav Amud Beis, Ein Magdishin, Ein Marichim, Ein Machrimin, Zeira Mishum Mekach Memkar, so the Ramban, the Zelbe Zach, will be also Hefker on Shabbos. Okay. I am just something to think about. Hefker on Shabbos, if it's doimit to Mekach Memkar or not, is I'm going to speak about it. Bye. A good chodesh. Shkoyach.